Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. Today marked the city of Bangor's deadline for occupants of the Valley Avenue homeless encampment to clear out. Several organizations partnered with the city to provide those homeless individuals with housing options moving forward.
Jennifer Marshall says she's been living in the area for the past 3 years, and now she's received news that will change the only life she's known for the past decade. AJ Douglas shares her story.
I woke up this morning to learn that they had found a place for me. I don't have to camp again in another tent.
Jennifer Marshall says thanks to caseworkers from HUD paired with assistance from Hope House and other resources, she can finally put all the time she spent living on the streets of Bangor behind her, and she's looking forward to a fresh start.
I just want to say thank you very much, and I feel very blessed. And it's been a very long time for me and my health issues and everything, and now I can work on bettering my life and getting into a better situation.
While some did secure housing, many others are still holding on to hope of one day getting the keys to a safe space to call home.
Now they're told us if they can find a landlord who will work with them and agreed to let us in, then they can put us in a hotel room for now, but that doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
The city previously reached out to HUD after unsuccessful attempts in the past to find housing for people in need. Members of HUD say they're using an initiative called Housing Central Command, which adapts methods used during natural disasters, pushing a unified response to assist the homeless.
So our goal is to really design the program where the intensity of people and visits that we had to do in Bangor and a few other cities we've done this in is lessened.
Those involved shared how it feels to learn that a few of those struggling with these significant challenges have now been housed.
The smile on my face right now is just a little bit of the joy that I feel in my heart. I think that is the best news.
Marshall has a message for those who continue to walk in her shoes with aspirations of finding affordable housing.
Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. It's going to be very hard. It's going to be stressful. And you're going to feel like giving up many times as I have, but you just got to be patient.
Public Works announced Valley Avenue will be shut down starting at 7 a.m. Wednesday morning for cleanup efforts at the encampment site. The road is expected to be back open by late afternoon. In Bangor, AJ Douglas for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
In other news tonight, a former gubernatorial candidate charged with possession of images depicting child sexual abuse plans to change his plea next month in Hancock County Superior Court. The hearing for Elliot Cutler, who previously pleaded not guilty, is scheduled for May 4th, but Cutler's attorney declined to discuss details, including any potential agreement with prosecutors. The 76-year-old Cutler, who remains free on bail, was arrested last year at his home in Brooklyn and charged with 4 counts of possession of sexually explicit material of a child under 12, each count carrying a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison. Cutler ran for governor twice as an independent and used his personal wealth to bankroll both campaigns. He lost by less than 2 percentage points to Republican Paul LePage in a multi-candidate race back in 2010 and then lost again in 2014. Years earlier, Cutler served as an aide to the late Democratic U.S. Senator Edmund Muskie of Maine and later as former Democratic President Jimmy Carter's top advisor for environmental and energy issues.
A former campaign worker who accused U.S. Senate candidate Max Lynn of pointing a gun at him in a dispute over cryptocurrency is now accused of stealing $225,000 from him. Matthew T. McDonald worked for Lynn's campaign in 2020. He's accused of stealing the money that was supposed to be invested in, quote, certain digital assets. The two men traded accusations, and McDonald accused Lynn of pointing a gun at him. Lynn died in December 2021. McDonald has been indicted on a single count of theft by deception. It's unclear if he has a lawyer, and he did not immediately respond to requests for comment.
Well, Maine's Supreme Judicial Court has ordered election officials to come up with new wording for a referendum question. The referendum is aimed at dismantling the state's largest private electric utilities and replacing them with an entity that answers to voters. The Secretary of State approved the wording for the November ballot question, asking Mainers if they want to create a, quote, quasi-government power company governed by an elected board to to supplant existing utilities. Supporters of the proposal wanted it to be called a consumer-owned utility, but the Secretary of State said that wording was misleading. In its decision, the Maine Supreme Judicial Court on Monday ruled most voters would be confused by the reference to a quasi-governmental power company.
A Republican legislator has presented two bills that could change certain state government positions from appointed to elected. Devin Dagnall met with the representative sponsoring the bills and officials that would be affected.
LD 1307 and LD 696 are sister bills, according to their sponsor, Representative John Andrews of Paris, that would put more power in the hands of the people.
I think when our constitutional officers are facing re-election every 2 years by the people, there's an intrinsic level of accountability that comes with that. People will have to campaign against a broader field for people who are not necessarily politically connected.
LD 1307 would change Maine's constitution and make all constitutional officers elected officials. LD 696 would do the same, but for the state auditor.
It's beyond time for the people of Maine to be able to elect their Attorney General, their Secretary of State, their Treasurer, and their state auditor.
Although LD 1307 would directly affect her office, Secretary of State Shanna Bellows says she has little concern for the bill.
In my past life, running for state senate, serving an elected office, I'm used to running campaigns. If I'm required to run for re-election as Secretary of State by going out to the people, I'd be happy to do that.
State Auditor Matthew Dunlap voiced a similar neutral sentiment when he spoke at the hearing where the bills were presented.
The oceans will not boil dry if you do this. The mountains will not split in twain, and the sky will not go dark if you decide to elect constitutional officers.
Although bills with similar language have failed in the past, Andrew says he's confident his bills could succeed due to the support they are receiving from both parties and tribal representatives. In Augusta, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, some of Bangor's public servants are making their case as to why they should benefit from the city's remaining COVID-19 relief funds. However, a city leader is skeptical about their request. Our David Ledford spoke to them to find out why.
We are on the verge of either a staffing crisis or members leaving. So we're looking to use the ARPA funds to address a pay shortage, so to speak.
Bangor Professional Firefighters Local 772 is asking the city to use a portion of its pandemic relief funding as premium pay for the department's first responders. The money would come from the more than $20 million in remaining funding the city received under the Federal American Rescue Plan Act. Union representatives say this would amount to two payments of nearly $4,500 for each firefighter for working as a first responder in 2020 and 2021. Union representatives say they are looking for more appreciation from the city.
They're coming to work, providing the service to the citizens of Bangor like we'll always do, but we feel like that's what's happened. We've gone unnoticed. Like the city of Bangor is being looked at, but we've really forgotten about the bedrock of the city, which is its public safety.
Some say the funding will help to fill currently vacant firefighting positions, which are needed to help support the high call volume the department receives.
We're the second largest in the state. We've got the second highest call volume in the state. The call volume for 2022 is around 12,000 calls.
Bangor City Manager Debbie Laurie says that Bangor firefighters already received an additional $2 per hour for their role as essential workers between April and July of 2020, and says she believes the department's request is not viable for the future of the city. In a statement, she said, quote, "The use of one-time funding for ongoing costs is not financially sustainable. To date, the city has not utilized or allocated any ARPA funding under the premium pay expenditure category for any department." Laurie says the firefighters will have the chance to renegotiate rates of pay in June of next year, when the current bargaining agreement expires. In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The Joint Standing Committee on the Judiciary heard arguments for a bill that could remove the requirement of a completed law school degree before taking the bar exam. If the bill passes, lawyers could still use a law school degree as a qualification for the bar, but other options would be available, such as studying law in a practicing attorney's firm for a number of years. The sponsor of LD 1352, Representative David Boyer of Poland, says Maine would be joining a number of other states with similar legislation if the bill becomes law.
If the bar exam is how we measure a lawyer's competency to provide representation, should it matter if they went to 3 years of law school or studied under an attorney for 2 years? If the bar is the bar, it's the bar.
Boyer says if passed, he hopes his bill will alleviate some of the state's lawyer shortages by making the profession more accessible.
Well, Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center earned accreditations in hernia and robotic surgery from the nonprofit organization Surgical Review Corporation, better known as SEO. The hospital passed a rigorous inspection from SEO, which provides accreditations for surgical facilities and medical professionals across the U.S. Upon inspection, surgical specialists Daniel Heatherman, Matthew Sharbaugh, and Michelle Toder were recognized with, quote, Excellence in Robotics Surgery designations. Heatherman and Sharbaugh also achieved Excellence in Hernia Surgery designations. Heatherman says he's extremely proud of everyone that was recognized for this achievement.
It really says that what we've been doing for a long time, providing good, high quality, safe patient care, has been working, and the results have been reviewed by an independent review body and really say that we're doing a good job and we're committed to those things and continuing to make ourselves even better than we already are.
Zena Black and Jude Tardy, two staff members at Northern Light EMMC, were also recognized as care specialists. The inspection grants Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center with 9 accreditations, making it the first facility in Maine to hold that distinction.
With warmer days and spring breezes also come wildfires. According to the Department of Agriculture, Conservation and Forestry's Forest Protection Division, Maine has already had more than 40 wildfires that have consumed more than 100 acres so far just in 2023 alone. They say 90% of all wildfires are caused by people. The department is urging everyone to obey local laws and regulations. You should check with your local town hall or the Maine Forest Service before you burn. They say to be mindful of weather conditions, particularly the wind. You should also allow wood stoves and fireplace ashes to cool before disposing of them and put them in closed metal containers at least 10 feet away from buildings. Most importantly, never use flammable gas propellants. And just you hear these tips year after year, but always good to get the refresher as we head into the wildfire season, and also a season where people are just burning more.
Well, and observationally, if you walk around, your local park, your local trail, there's plenty of dried out debris, on the ground, which really is just fuel for wildfires. Yeah. I know in my local park, there, in every corner of the park, there's a huge deposit of dried leaves. Right. So it's just something to keep in mind, especially as we head into, into the rest of the week where it's sunshine, sunshine, sunshine.
Yes.
Great for us.
Right.
Not great for fire conditions.
Yeah, absolutely. Just all great things to keep in mind. And speaking of sunshine, we've been really looking forward to it and enjoying it as well.
We are, and there is more enjoyment to be had. Let's get a first check of our forecast and see what's coming.
Hey, Beth, thank you. Okay, check out these temperatures today. 65 here in Bangor, also from Millinocket. A very comfortable above average day today. Tomorrow is going to be a bit cooler as there's a front across the area now. It's going to shift the wind more out of the northwest by tomorrow morning, and that could give us slightly colder temperatures across the area tomorrow. I know this looks bad, but it's not. There's a cold front in here, and there's a couple sprinkles, but nothing really heavy at all. This will get out of here tonight. We'll have drying skies out there by tomorrow morning and plenty of sunshine through tomorrow afternoon, as there's just nothing over here for now but good weather. And then the wind shifts out of the south again on Friday. We're going to go for 70 again. Our forecast then tonight, though, we're talking about partly cloudy skies or decreasing clouds late with low temperatures in the 40s. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth?
All right, excited to get some more details there.
Yep.
And in the meantime, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, the successor to beloved Police Chief Chris Greeley was sworn in earlier this evening. We'll hear from him.
And an iconic Maine franchise gets new ownership. We'll have those stories and more local news after this short break.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Oh, that feels so good. What a sweetheart. I'm so lucky.
These socks are so soft. And her feet don't smell? These would be perfect for hunting season.
Moisture wicking, odor resistant, hypoallergenic, softer than cashmere and warmer than wool. Get your alpaca socks and more at the Blue Alpaca. Feel the difference.
Hey babe, can I borrow these socks?
A perfectly poached egg, English muffin, shredded beef, and roasted peppers, creamy hollandaise. New Eggs Benedicts in 4 delicious flavors, only from IHOP. Download the app and earn free food with every order.
Let's face it, getting training and experience is hard, but at Loring Job Corps, we can help. From certifications in automotive technology, obtaining your CDL, or learning building trades, we have you covered. Maybe you prefer joining the high-tech world of computer networking or cybersecurity. We have that as well. Don't delay, get in the driver's seat to your future today. And the best part, Loring Job Corps is free. Receive free training, free meals, and even free housing. Call or go to jobcorps.gov/Loring. Job Corps careers begin here.
I brought in Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein. Those who tried me felt more energy in just 2 weeks. Here, I'll take that.
Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients for immune health.
It's an epic new season with weekly themes and a special new twist.
What? Somebody's messing with us.
The Masked Singer, Wednesday on Fox.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Hello, I'm Emma Smith, and coming up on Good Morning Maine, we'll get a glimpse of the swearing-in ceremony for the new chief of the Holden Police Department. Plus, we'll have all the latest updates from the State House, where numerous bills will hear testimonies, and a live interview with the folks from 10 Bucks Theater. All of this and more coming up on Good Morning Maine.
Welcome back. Last month, the state of Maine bid farewell to beloved Holden Police Chief Chris Greeley following his sudden death. Tonight, one of the officers he mentored for years, Eddie Benjamin, was officially sworn in as the town's new police chief. Chief Benjamin told us, quote, "I have big shoes to fill, but I'm going to create my own path," end quote. After the ceremony, which you see going on right there, Chief Benjamin reflected on his relationship with Chief Greeley and how that prepared him for this new role.
He was a friend, he was a boss, he was a mentor, and he was a father figure to me. So I was lucky to serve by his side for almost 8 years, and we spent thousands of hours together. I learned a lot from him, and as I said before, we have one of the best departments in the state, and we just want to keep moving forward and continue with our community outreach and just making Holden a better place, every day.
Well, Chief Benjamin grew up in Brazil and immigrated to Maine in the early 2000s. He became a police officer in 2010 and said that decision came after Chief Greeley cornered him in his gym with an application. We wish Chief Benjamin the very best of luck as he assumes this new and important role.
Well, some industries are still trying to bounce back from pandemic restrictions, including theaters. Some haven't seen ticket sales reach pre-pandemic numbers. Directors at the Good Theater in Portland say they've had little to no problem filling their 100-seat venue. But it's a much different story for bigger places like the Merrill Auditorium. Portland Ovation says ticket sales dropped 93% when COVID hit, and they haven't fully recovered.
The touring industry is an ecosystem, so we all kind of thrive together, and when pieces fall out, we can lose programming.
Officials with Merrill Auditorium say ticket sales are down 30% and expenses up 40%. That makes for a bumpy road trying to get as many people back through the doors as they did prior to COVID. However, they do project more ticket sales next year than in 2019.
Well, a popular Maine food franchise will soon be changing hands. The owner of Governor's Restaurant and Bakery announced Tuesday that he will pass ownership of the business to longtime employee Jason Clay. Owner Randy Wadley has led the company for 35 years, working since he was a kid. The two sat down to share their vision for the future of this beloved Maine eatery, which currently has 5 shops across the state and 1 independently owned franchise.
I had a few opportunities to sell the brand to a merger and acquisition company, but I couldn't sleep at night knowing
that they didn't know the culture, they didn't know the people.
There's a lot of great things here that we'll continue on and keep doing, and we'll continue to innovate and try to bring new products, new dishes, new desserts.
And oh, the desserts are delightful. Well, Clay will take over at the end of May when Wadley begins his retirement. And the two say customers should expect the same governor's service they've come to know and love over the years.
I'm hungry now. Well, there's a place in Orrington that could be considered a town landmark, and it's now up for sale. Cozy Corner has been serving the Orrington community for years. What was once a great place to grab your bread and some shiners for ice fishing has been transformed over the years to your go-to for takeout treats and ice cream. Mike Labrie has owned the store for 4 years, but says it's time for him to move on. Mike has seen some obstacles since opening. COVID was a tough time for his business, he says, and then there was a fire last February that interrupted business for months. But Mike says the store and apartment above are back and better than ever, and he hopes to find a buyer that will keep the kitchen open and the soft serve flowing. We hope so too.
Well, Tatum O'Neal and Channing Tatum are both famous Hollywood actors. But did you know Maine has its own celebrity named Tatum? Well, he's a rescue dog from Bangor who's become a social media sensation. Our Jody Hersey shares more.
Yeah, I can. I don't want to.
12-year-old Tatum became a social media hit when his owners, Charles and Nicole Lever, began posting videos of him on Snapchat and Instagram in 2019.
I'd say about 98% of the stuff we do is improv. A lot of the antics that people love are his arguments and his back talk with me, but also his just confusion about the world, the way he makes things up as he goes.
Tatum's dad, Charles Lever, is the voice behind Tatum.
For what? What are we waiting for?
He came out with the Tatum voice, and it has stuck ever since.
This rescue dog has over 3 million followers on TikTok and some pretty famous friends as well.
Oh, hi, Doug. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Basically, what I want to know is, what do I expect for the football game? I don't even know what to do with my paws.
Well, here's what I do. I invite some of my friends over, I get my favorite jersey out, set up shop on the couch, because you're going to be there a while.
Locally, he has just as many fans, including a lot of the students that are in Nicole's art class.
So I've had a few students come in telling me about the video that they saw last night, and we always try to keep it G-rated just because we want it to be family friendly.
There's even a new book coming out called Tatum Comes Home. It will be released in October, but is now available for pre-order on Amazon.
It's a made-up story. It's kind of like Homeward Bound meets a Hallmark movie.
The Levers say, fortunately, all this fame and recognition hasn't changed their pet's personality one bit.
He's really out there doing his thing and helping people heal and grow and just be happy.
In Bangor, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, I'm sure I speak for many people when I say I just want to hug him.
Yes, he is adorable, and I love that sentiment that they're just trying to kind of just spread the love. Make
people smile.
Right. I mean, obviously, you know, they got so much of that from him, and they just want to share it with the world, and I think that's great.
Yeah, well, I always say never underestimate the power of the joy that animals can bring. That is for sure.
I second that.
All right.
Well, coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, we'll tell you about research from the Gun Violence Archive that shows there have been more mass shootings in 2023 than days in the year.
That statistic coming on the heels of new information regarding the mass shooting at Louisville, Kentucky Bank. Those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news. And Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
Jerry's Used Cars has been a family-owned business for more than 30 years, currently in Corinna and Vesey. However, we have changed a little as we are no longer just a buy here, pay here dealership. We now have access to outside financing and also carry utility trailers. We would be happy to assist you with your next vehicle purchase. And don't forget, here at Jerry's Used Cars, we offer an extended warranty. So give us a call at either our Corinna or Vesey location.
Healing Hands Massage in Hamden provides professional massage services tailored specifically for our clients. Healing Hands Massage offers a variety of different massage techniques and services. Healing Hands Massage also offers spa services such as facials, body scrubs, and paraffin wax for the hands and feet. Are you looking for a day of relaxation? Healing Hands Massage offers outstanding packages at reasonable rates. Whether you're looking for relief from chronic pain, stiffness, or just want to treat yourself to a day of relaxation, Healing Hands Massage is the place for you.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news. And Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
We're learning new details on how events unfolded during Monday's deadly bank shooting in Louisville, Kentucky. As part of the investigation, authorities are releasing body camera footage taken from the first two officers who arrived at the scene. Both were wounded during the chaos. Fox's Garrett Tenney is in Louisville with the latest.
Authorities in Louisville releasing body camera footage and a witness's cell phone video capturing the encounter between responding officers and the bank employee who opened fire inside the Old National Bank branch in downtown Louisville, Kentucky on Monday. The video showing the first two officers arriving to gunshots as they pulled up on scene. The gunman immediately fires at them using an AR-15 rifle he legally purchased just a week ago. 3 minutes later, the officers returned fire.
It's easy to tell an officer that you have to run towards gunfire. It's another thing for them to actually do it.
One of those first into the line of fire, 26-year-old rookie Nicholas Wilt, who had been on the job less than 2 weeks. He was shot in the head. When other officers attempted to save Wilt, the gunman fired at them. Those shots shattering the glass window, giving Officer Galloway a vantage point to take down the threat.
Anybody who gets shot at reacts. For people to react by staying there, staying in the fire, and going back inside the scene, keeping themselves in danger, that's superhuman.
Authorities saying their quick action likely stopped the 25-year-old gunman from killing more people.
Once officers arrived on scene, not another person was shot. Not a single person received any further injury.
Meanwhile, a growing memorial outside the bank is honoring those killed inside. A vigil will be held Wednesday night to help the community process this latest mass shooting. In Louisville, Kentucky, I'm Garrett Tenney, Fox News.
Well, that mass shooting in Louisville was a hauntingly familiar episode, and a new survey suggests more Americans are encountering gun violence. Why we're seeing so many shootings so frequently now is complicated, and Washington seems to be unwilling or unable to do anything about it. Fox's Caroline Shively reports from Washington.
A mass shooting at a Louisville, Kentucky bank that killed 5 shocked much of the nation on Monday, but not the doctors.
We barely had to adjust our operating room schedule to be able to do this. That's how frequent we are having to deal with gun violence in our community.
And Louisville is far from alone. According to Gun Violence Archive, there have been more mass shootings in 2023 than days in the year.
This epidemic, the scope of it is so much bigger than just the numbers, 100+ people dying per day.
New data released Tuesday by the Kaiser Family Foundation shows 1 in 5 American adults have been threatened with a gun or had a family member shot to death. 1 in 6 say they've personally seen someone being shot.
I'm standing here because all of us know at least one person who has been in a school shooting.
Demonstrators descended on the Tennessee Capitol on Tuesday, a little over 2 weeks after 6 people were killed in a nearby school. President Biden wants Congress to require background checks for all firearm sales and eliminate gun manufacturers' immunity from liability. Neither is likely to pass the Republican-controlled House.
What we'll do is make sure we get all the facts from the incidents and see if there's anything that we can change.
With no viable legislation emerging in Congress, any new gun control laws would likely come at the state level. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Meanwhile, the hunt is intensifying for those involved in the leak of classified Pentagon materials. Defense officials say the breach could be bigger than the Edward Snowden scandal. At least 53 documents have been made public. Fox's Jennifer Griffin has the details.
We take this very seriously, and we will continue to investigate and turn over every rock until we find the source of this and the extent of it.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin pushed back on reports the classified documents had been online for months, saying the leaks are from February 28th and March 1st. The DOJ-led investigation is focused on a potential human source or mole. New indications suggest whoever leaked the documents may not have worked inside the Pentagon. Some of the documents are highly classified and not easily accessed by most Pentagon officials.
They were somewhere in the web, and where exactly and who had access at that point, we don't know.
Some of the documents include DoD slides from over a month ago, which include details about the war in Ukraine. The daily briefing slides are typically delivered electronically on secure iPads and are not usually printed out. If they are printed, then investigators can track where they were printed from. They have to be printed on secure printers and are often numbered. They are distributed to between 1,000 and 5,000 people with appropriate clearances. One of the more damaging documents concerns Egypt, which has received $50 billion in U.S. military aid since 1978. New reporting suggests President Sisi of Egypt planned to secretly ship 40,000 rockets to Russia for use in Ukraine at the same time that he was holding friendly phone calls with President Zelensky. U.S. officials attempted damage control.
We've seen no indication that Egypt is providing lethal weaponry capabilities to Russia.
Other revelations. One document says South Korea's National Security Council grappled with a U.S. request asking Seoul to send 155mm artillery shells to Ukraine, with South Korean officials concerned the request could anger Moscow, another indication the U.S. was spying on an ally.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has requested classified briefings for all senators on the leak after Congress returns to Washington next week. At the Pentagon, Jennifer Griffin, Fox News.
Meanwhile, a fight is heating up between Manhattan's district attorney and the Republican chairman of the House Judiciary Committee. The DA is taking an extraordinary step to block what he calls interference and intimidation from congressional Republicans in his office's criminal case against former President Trump. Fox's Madeline Rivera now from Washington.
1 week after former President Trump's historic arraignment, the Manhattan district attorney who brought the charges against him is launching his own legal fight. Alvin Bragg is suing Republican House Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan, accusing him of waging a campaign of intimidation over his prosecution of the former president.
He's striking back here, and he's saying essentially, you in the United States Congress have no jurisdiction here.
The Judiciary Committee subpoenaed testimony from Mark Pomerantz, a former prosecutor who oversaw the Trump investigation. The committee also demanded documents and testimony about the case from Bragg and his office, which Bragg rejected. In his lawsuit, the district attorney says Chairman Jordan and the committee have, in essence, appointed Congress as a super grand jury that can flex its subpoena power to second-guess the judgment of New York citizens and interfere with the state criminal justice process.
The real interference is coming from Mr. Bragg to our investigation.
Jordan is pushing back, saying Bragg is trying to cover up a politically motivated prosecution of the former president.
They use federal funds to indict a former president for no crime, and then when we want to look into it, when we want to investigate, they take us to court.
Jordan will be in Bragg's territory next week. The House Judiciary Committee is scheduled to hold a field hearing in New York City on Monday. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
Well, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, police in Minnesota continue the search for a missing 26-year-old mother of two who disappeared more than a week ago.
And in sports, one Maine freshman is already finding herself in the school's record books. We'll be right back.
Small-town farmers search for love in the heartland.
It's really hit me in the heart like this is real.
Farmer Wants a Wife, Wednesday on Fox.
Maine is a one-of-a-kind beautiful state, and there's no better way to see it than from the air. Fletcher Mountain Aviation offers an aerial experience like no other, featuring seaplane flights where you will see the best views in Maine from the air and land on Maine's most beautiful lakes. An experience you will never forget, with views from the northern Maine woods, Moosehead Lake, and Katahdin regions. Come fly and see our beautiful state from the sky with Fletcher Mountain Aviation. Visit our website here or scan the QR code to book your flight today.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high open engine. Visit your main Chevy dealer.
Here at the Eddington store, we have what you're craving. From Holton Dairy Farm products to our daily breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials. Did I mention we have fresh cut meats? From hamburger to steaks and even fresh produce, we have what you're craving. And while you're here, don't forget your ice cream at the Dairy Bar and homemade whoopie pies. Are you low on fuel? We offer gas, diesel, and propane too. The Eddington store, for more than your average convenience store. We look forward to seeing you.
Bathfitter is a better way to remodel your tub. Precise measuring means the perfect fit. The Bathfitter tub-over-tub process means no mess or stress. A custom-made tub and seamless wall mean a watertight fit. Premium acrylic means it lasts a lifetime. And all this together means a great value. Bathfitter, it just fits. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
At Hashi's Auto Enhancing, our focus is on the appearance, longevity, and value of your vehicle. Does your undercarriage look like this? You can go from this to this. And if you have a new vehicle, you can avoid this. Our annual undercoating service will add years of life to your vehicle. At Hashi's, we also do rhino linings. We can rhino rocker panels, bumpers, trailers, side-by-sides, and more. We take pride in making your ride shine, inside and out. Book one of our detailing packages.
Bring your ride to us to protect your investment.
Minnesota police are investigating the mysterious disappearance of a mom of two. She was last seen more than a week ago when she dropped off her young children ages 5 and 2 at daycare. Fox's Alexis McAdams has the latest on the search for Madeline Kingsbury.
The search continues for Madeline Kingsbury. The 26-year-old mom was last seen in Winona, Minnesota on March 31st, dropping her kids off at a daycare with their dad around 8 o'clock in the morning. Investigators say she then drove home and parked her van in the driveway, but didn't show up for work or to pick up her kids.
We are looking at this as a missing person, and we are also investigating it as the potential for foul play based on the totality of the circumstances.
Police found Maddie's wallet, her phone, and jacket inside of her house. They're now calling her disappearance involuntary and suspicious.
She had no enemies. She had many friends, never had a bad word to say about anybody. She would never up and leave her kids, never.
Maddie's sister Megan was the last to hear from her. The pair exchanged texts right before she disappeared. She says police are being tight-lipped about the investigation.
They obviously don't want to jeopardize any current or future investigation. They give us what info they can. Unfortunately, it's not as much as we'd like to hear.
The children's dad, who has not been named by police, says he was with Maddie the day she disappeared and left in her car. Surveillance cameras spotted her van about 40 minutes away in Wisconsin. The dad told police when he got back to the house it was empty. Efforts are ramping up to find Maddie as family members and volunteers combed through a vast area of 120,000 acres spanning at least 2 counties.
Well, I have a granddaughter of the same age, so I thought it was important that I come out here.
Right now, the Kingsbury family is offering a $50,000 reward for information that leads to Maddie's whereabouts. Reporting in New York, I'm Alexis McAdams, Fox News.
Meanwhile, Moderna says it's working on a Lyme disease vaccine. The biotech company says it has 2 candidates in development to address Lyme disease. There are about 120,000 cases of it in the U.S. and Europe every year. Currently, the FDA has not approved a Lyme disease vaccine. The news was announced at Moderna's 4th Vaccine Day, where it gave an update on its clinical pipeline, which includes vaccines to protect against the flu, as well as HIV, Epstein-Barr virus, and herpes simplex virus, among others. Lyme disease is certainly something we worry a lot about here in the state of Maine and really throughout New England. It's one of the most affected areas.
Absolutely. Yeah, New England is hit so hard by Lyme disease carrying ticks. So some really exciting news on the horizon if they're able to create that vaccine for humans. I know they already have one for dogs and other animals too. So hopefully they can get that ball rolling. And
that's some science we'd like to see evolve sooner rather than later.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, well, coming up next, Jeff Weller is back with his full 5-day. Stay with us.
Look at us, high temperatures back in the mid-60s today. Tomorrow is going to be a bit cooler, but then 70s return in the forecast. Those details for you when I come back.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
It's time to bring balance to business travel and discover the equilibrium that works for you. At National, you're in control. Skip the counter, choose any car in the aisle, and manage your rental right from the app. So you can mix work with leisure, or leisure with work, giving you the control to find the perfect balance. Go National. Go like a pro.
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate. 974-7815.
Call Jill.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Santa Fe with America's best warranty.
Get 0% APR financing for 48 months on the 2023 Hyundai Santa Fe. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
We're coming up there! See you never!
Gordon Ramsay does not do losing.
Hurry up! Hurry up!
We on Next Level Chef, baby. Next Level Chef, Thursday on Fox.
Here we go. Your full weather is brought to you by the Blue Alpaca Ranch and Store. Visit our ranch and meet the alpacas or shop in our store in downtown Belfast. And all right, let's talk about temperatures today. Mid-60s for everyone. Tomorrow, though, is going to be slightly colder across our area as a cold front's coming through right now, followed by the return of some warmer temperatures getting in here later in the week. Okay, but the long-range trend still keeps us above average in temperatures pretty much through the middle portions of April. Well above average temperatures are on the way. It could put us in the 60s at least, and maybe even a couple 70s out there as well, as there is one 70-degree temperature day in our 5-day forecast. So our snowpack has taken a hit. Of course, 0 here in Bangor, but just north of our area. Still lots of snow on the ground. Again, the trick is to not melt this too quickly. We're doing okay so far, but warmer temperatures are on the way. Also on the way, some more winds. The wind got a little squirrely today out of the south-southwest, around 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting to 25. It'll go calm for an hour or two tonight, followed by a shift out of the northwest tomorrow morning. That's going to usher in some cooler temperatures, not cold, but cooler, as we'll hold high temperatures tomorrow pretty much in the upper 50s around here. But our favorite, here's a small craft advisory out there for tomorrow morning, into tomorrow afternoon as well. Wave heights are approaching 8 to 10 feet throughout the day tomorrow. Okay, there could also be some dense fog. Whenever you blow warmer temperatures over a snowpack, you can get some fog out of that. That could be possible tonight, and then again tomorrow evening, more likely tomorrow evening as the winds go calm once again late tomorrow night. So here's a radar satellite picture. I know this looks bad, right? But it's not. This is precipitation. The radar sees it up there, but it's falling through some very dry air down here and thus evaporating. It's not reaching the ground. There are a couple sprinkles getting through, but that's it. This is not a big deal. It'll be out of here by early parts of tomorrow morning, and then we are off to the races. A long, dry stretch unfolding for us pretty much for Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Our next chance for rain probably not until midweek next week out there. Our forecast then tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies. A couple of sprinkles can't be ruled out. Look for low temperatures down near 42, and the wind shifting out of the northwest late tonight. For tomorrow, all right, so lots of sunshine, but windy. Notice the wind direction. A northwest wind tomorrow. It could gust near 35 with a high temperature colder, right? 57 tomorrow, but still above average around here. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows 57 tomorrow. Thursday, 67, more sunshine. Friday, 73. That's going to feel nice. And then here's the weekend. Looks dry right now with temperatures hanging out in the 60s. Beth?
So I guess time to dig out at least one pair of shorts.
Seriously.
Maybe not the whole collection, but like one pair.
Yeah, you might still want to keep that one winter coat, though, available. We're still in Maine, so you never know what's going to happen.
That wacky transition period.
Yep.
Alrighty, folks. Well, sports is coming up next. Keep it right here.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
This is how legends are made. Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high-output engine. Visit your main Chevy dealer.
A perfectly poached egg, English muffin, shredded beef, and roasted peppers. Creamy hollandaise. New Eggs Benedicts in 4 delicious flavors. Only from IHOP. Download the app and earn free food with every order.
Now is the time to consider taking care of your driveway or parking lot. With more than 25 years experience, Harvey Paving and Seal Coating specializes in asphalt maintenance. A fantastic way to extend the life of your asphalt is by taking care of it, and we will fill in all the cracks and seal coat afterwards. This leaves your driveway with a beautiful finish looking like new. Why not increase the curb appeal of your residential or commercial space? Give us a call today at Harvey Paving and Seal Coating for a free quote. 262-0154.
Time to get to the Toyota Spring Sales Event for affordable 3.99% financing on most four-wheel drive Tacoma models. So come get your savings, then get out there. Toyota, let's go places.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Ansley Moore, a realtor since 2013, working throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. The outdoor track and field season for UMaine is underway, and it didn't take long for one of the Black Bears' youngest stars and Maine's very own to make some history. Ryan Soudal has the story.
My coach and I, this fall, we were like, well, I'm going to break the school record. It was kind of a matter of when.
That when was last week for UMaine's Stella Inman, breaking the school's women's discus record at 153.9 feet.
Might as well get it done the first meet, then I have it off my back.
And that first meet was her first time throwing discus as a Black Bear. Inman is a freshman.
I know a couple of the other upperclassmen had it, and I really wanted to follow in their footsteps because they've been such good role models to me.
The Windham High School grad started throwing just 2 years ago when a setback inspired her to switch lanes.
I did cross country in high school, and then I got injured, which brought me to more of the throwing side because I got into lifting. And so I just wanted to be strong, and throwing was the best event for that.
Soon after her throwing debut her junior year, Inman's career nearly ended as quick as it started when she wanted to switch lanes again.
I actually wanted to quit discus. I told my coach that I wanted to do long jump instead, and then he said, no, you got to stick through it.
And Inman did just that, winning the discus state title her senior year and committing to become a Black Bear thrower.
A lot of my family went here, and just being around here, close to home, representing Maine still is really cool.
But even with her success, she's still not without her jitters on meet day.
It's very stressful, like getting out there and everything has to line up. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Either way, Inman is more than thriving, and she's proud of where she is, considering how her story has unfolded.
I always wanted to do college sports, and I knew if I worked at it that I'd be able to get here. I just didn't know I would be able to get this far.
In Orono, I'm Ryan Sudol, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Thanks for that, Ryan. Let's go to the Diamond now. Husson Baseball is looking to grab their 6th win in a row after a great weekend. They are down at Bates playing the Bobcats. A quick road trip for the Eagles before they are back home on Friday. Let's kick it off in the first inning. Eagles with 2 runners on. Ethan Stoddard is going to get a hold of this one. Lifts it plenty deep to left field to bring in the runner from third. 1-0 Husson. 3-1 now in the third. Keegan Sear on third. Kobe Rogerson at the plate. This pitch 2 outside. That gets by. Eagles down 3-2 now. Same score in the fourth. Jack Margoloff up for the Bobcats. He rips one through the left side. That's going to make it 4-2 Bates now into the 5th we go. Next inning, no one on for Ellsworth grad and freshman Hunter Curtis. He crushes this baseball, and you can say bye to that one. That makes it a 1-run game with the homer. Bottom of the 6th, 2 runners on, full count for Chris Cimino. Runners go, and he rips this one into left. That is a 2-run double, makes it 8-3. The Eagles would go on to drop this one. 9-3 is the final. All right, staying on the diamond now and staying with Husson, where a couple of Old Town Coyotes just made some headlines. Back to baseball, Old Town grad and Husson sophomore Tanner Evans was just named the NACS Player of the Week. Evans hit .591 over the past week, helping the Eagles to 5 wins in 6 games. 6 games in a week, wow. Over the Eagles' 4 games this weekend, Evans recorded 13 hits, 5 of them for extra bases, 8 ribbies, including a walk-off homer in Game 1 on Saturday. And for the 3rd time this season, Husson softballs and Old Town grad McKenna Smith was named the NACS Pitcher of the Week. She had a great week, as always. 4 wins in the circle and 1 save coming on in relief, along with 32 strikeouts. She threw 31 scoreless innings, allowing only 13 hits over the week. Was a big part of a 6-0 week for Husson. This season, she boasts a 1.23 ERA with .97 walks and hits per innings pitched, or WHIP, as well as 116 strikeouts in her 19 appearances. And all those numbers really mean is she is pretty good. Let's go to the ice now. The Bruins won their penultimate game of the regular season on Tuesday night. A record 64 wins, and they set the points record too. Now, it has been over a month since the Bruins clinched a playoff spot, and just under that since they took home the President's Trophy, giving them home ice advantage through the entire Stanley Cup playoffs. But they've still brought that edge to them every game since then. They've won 13 of their last 14 dating back to last month and seem to be rolling into the playoffs at full speed, even if they don't have to. First-year head coach Jim Montgomery says that they're equating these late-season games that really have no impact on seeding as if they were important playoff matchups.
We've had such a good regular season. It's provided us with a little bit of, how do you close out? How do you set a record? It's very similar. We're trying to equate it to closing out a series or winning game 1, those kind of things. And we started out with about 5 to 6 games left in the regular season.
All right, looking forward to see what they can do in playoffs. 1 more game left in the regular season. That's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Winter is long in Maine. Get away this spring in a new Hyundai from Quirk Hyundai of Bangor. Lease Hyundai Tucson SEL for $359 per month. It's your Hyundai. Find it at Quirk. Visit us online at quirkauto.com.
When you've experienced fire and smoke damage in your home, when pipes break and you have water everywhere, when you're concerned about your family's health because of mold, you need a friendly face to take care of it all. You need the friendly faces of Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. We're just a click or call away. Whatever life throws at you, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is here for you. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
I brought in Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein.
Those who tried me felt more energy in just 2 weeks. Here, I'll take that.
Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients for immune health.
Time to get to the Toyota Spring Sales Event for affordable 3.99% financing on an all-wheel drive Camry. So come get your savings, then get out there. Toyota, let's go places.
Healing Hands Massage in Hamden provides professional massage services tailored specifically for our clients. Healing Hands Massage offers a variety of different massage techniques and services. Healing Hands Massage also offers spa services such as facials, body scrubs, and paraffin wax for the hands and feet. Are you looking for a day of relaxation? Healing Hands Massage offers outstanding packages at reasonable rates. Whether you're looking for relief from chronic pain, stiffness, or just want to treat yourself to a day of relaxation, Healing Hands Massage is the place for you.
Saturdays, baseball's best are showing out on Fox.
Buckle up, it's going to be fun. What a play!
This is where MVPs are VIPs, and where aces always come in pairs. Saturday means it's showtime for Shohei and mealtime for Manny. All the swag, all the salt, and all the slams.
Swing and a drive! Are you kidding me?
The biggest games on the best day of the week. Fox Saturday Baseball all season long.
It's spring in Maine, and that means it's Ram Truck Month at Quirk Ram in Bangor. Save 10% off all remaining 2022 Ram 1500 Classic Warlocks in stock. It's your Ram truck. Find it at Quirk, online at quirkauto.com.
I'm looking for a partner that I can invest $250,000 in. I'm looking for my next food star.
Gordon Ramsay's Food Stars, May 24th on Fox.
Well, finally tonight it's become an annual rite of spring for a lot of Mainers. This year's Kenduskeag Extreme Canoe Race will get underway this Saturday morning. That looks like so much fun, even though they just tipped over. The folks from Bangor Parks and Rec are once again organizing the event. They say the water levels are a little on the low side this year, but there will be more than enough to challenge paddlers of all different experience levels. Winners in each class will also take home a special trophy.
They get a long sleeve t-shirt, they get to race, they get all the search and rescue teams there to help out if they do dump.
It's a big effort.
It is. It is.
And some people will go home, you got to show them these too.
Yes, absolutely. So we have 22 classes, and first place winners in every class get this type of trophy, and second place and third place in every class.
A coveted trophy for sure. Well, people can register ahead of time at Bangor Parks and Rec or on the website for $60, or you can pay $75 on the day of the race. It all begins at 10 o'clock Saturday morning at the Kenduskeag Union Church. Oh, I'm putting that on my list of things I need to do.
Yeah,
that looks like so much fun.
Even if you really don't feel like you want to participate in the race itself, still you can cheer on from the sidelines. You probably know someone who's going to be racing.
Absolutely.
So it just looks like a ton of fun. It's something that I kind of like have some interest in doing myself
too. I want to hop in one of those canoes and go plowing down the rapids. Absolutely.
Yeah, it looks
Sign
like
me
a ton
up.
of fun. Yep.
Alrighty, folks, that's going to do it for us. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
For more local news coverage, switch over to our sister station, ABC7, right now for ABC7 News at 11.
Dirt Road Acres, your #1 trusted dispensary. Dirt Road Acres provides outstanding patient consulting and services to eastern and central Maine. Located at the corner of Route 9 and Route 7 in Dixmont. Stop by and see Jen or one of the girls today. Now offering delivery.
Jerry's Used Cars has been a family-owned business for more than 30 years, currently in Corinna and Vesey. However, we have changed a little as we are no longer just a buy here, pay here dealership. We now have access to outside financing and also carry utility trailers. We would be happy to assist you with your next vehicle purchase. And don't forget, here at Jerry's Used Cars, we offer an extended warranty. So give us a call at either our Corinna or Vesey location.
Come bowl a few games here at Bangor Brewer Bowling Lanes. We're one of the only Candlepin bowling alley centers in Maine. Conveniently located in the heart of Brewer. You always have the opportunity to simply bowl for fun. And remember, between May and August, kids bowl for free. Now don't forget, we also host birthday parties.